Welcome back to the No Punt Intended podcast. This is the week 11 edition, and we're back to ground zero, the boys. We had a pretty good week last week, and quickly back down to normal. Two of us went 3-0, me and Bex. I think Scotty went 1 and 2, so did
1 and
Dan.
2, yeah.
Tom, the one in the positives this week, 2 and 1 for him.
Let's
so
go.
look, we could have paraded around for that, but geez, that was about the only thing we could talk about. We did all right with the props and TDs, which we'll get to as well. But yeah, boys, I've titled this "Look in the Mirror" because there's about 7 weeks left, and I think we really need to just look in the mirror and get some picks on the board to finish the first season of this, mind you, a bit respectively, so we can actually come back next year with come back at all. Put it that way. Bem, how are you, mate? You got your picks in the sheet for you, or did you want me to do that?
No, that's all right. You can do it for me better. Pretty rough week for myself. So come back to earth a bit, but yeah, we'll see how we go better this week.
Yeah, it was. I think 4 and 11 with the normal picks, but then overall 9 and 16. Sorry, after last week 16 and 9. So pretty much a straight reverse of our good week last week. Dan, you had a okay week.
Yeah, 2 and 3. Yeah, the Heine Goat saved me there, which was quite good. Quite happy with that. So saved me a bit. But yeah, look, we can't win them all. We've had a couple of rough weeks, but we take the positives where we can. So yeah, we'll move on to this week, and I reckon the boys will finish off well this week. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And just a quick shout out to my man Vegeta. You've got my heart, mate. You've got my absolute heart.
Yes. I thought spring was over, but it's still spring apparently. Even though the weather wouldn't look like it. But
the itch that needs to scratch always.
Yeah. Sickness.
Tom, 2 and 1, mate. What was it? 3 and 2 for the week, I think, as well overall.
Yeah, I think so. Not too bad. I'll take it, considering that it's been the opposite for all year. So hopefully get on a bit of a stretch, but knowing how this season has been, it's just like, I don't know. It's like throwing a dart at a dartboard with your eyes closed, really. Like you probably got a better hope doing that than trying to figure it out because, it's just all these random results that are popping up.
Yeah, I'll show the overall records for anyone interested. But look, me and Dan are still staying in the positives overall. Just.
A bit of a catch-up at the bottom there.
Yeah, geez.
I like that.
Wouldn't that be a shame?
No Bex this week. We're not really sure where he is, to be honest. But look, TDs and props, those columns, they're the ones with all the greenies. Like Scotty's the only one with the picks that's in the positive, and just still as well, but he is. But yeah, I mean, me and Tom got some work to do there to try and get even anywhere near even. But yeah, anything else, boys, or should we move on to a bit of sports?
Crack on.
We'll only go quickly.
Let's go for it.
Dan's the only team worth talking about. The graphics might be stuffed up a little bit for this, but for the rest it should be okay. Just because we only have 4 instead of 5 with no Bex, but with me 497. I think I was just on par. So don't really care too much about my team, to be honest. I think if we can get to it. My trades I did were for this week. Cup's got to go with the injury, and then Evans is on bye, so I sort of went Amon Ra's good price at 8 mil, and then CD's actually still pretty cheap as well, and he looks to be coming into a bit of form. So gone with him because Tyreek is on bye as well. So hopefully, I think Andrew's back. I think I just saw a tweet there. So for any of us that held him, that was for that reason. So hopefully he could pull through. But other than that, I guess I'll just look at your team, Dan, because as I said, that's probably the only thing worth talking about. What are you, 28? So
28th, mate. There
within a chance of some. Is it top 10? Isn't it? Like to get a
top 10, you get some stuff. So hopefully went pretty big last week as well, 572. So slowly going, getting the scores together. But like these sideways trades are killing me now. Cup added to the list, so. I'm not sure what I'm thinking this week. I'm thinking to get D-Hop in, but again, his buy still got to come up. And I was speaking to you about this, about old Terry McLaurin, Scotty's mate.
McLaughlin.
Sorry, Terry McLaughlin. Sorry, my apologies. Terry McLaughlin. Yeah, I was looking at him and Heine go have some sort of good cam, but the QB situation is a bit iffy there. So I was looking at CD. It looks like Dak and him slowly getting that chemistry back. But their offense is just weird. I don't know. I think I did see Amon-Ra as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to throw a dart at it. But I think D-Hop is definitely coming in. I'll just ride that even with Colt McCoy throwing to him. I think he's still a pretty safe pick. So that's probably my option right now. And then I'll just see what I do next week with Olave and probably have to jump off some of these rookies soon. But the trades are
decent ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, like George Pickens, I'll probably start. And Carter wasn't too bad. He got a bit of money there with his touchdown last week. But yeah, look, it's one of those where I think you can only trust the rookies for so long. But we'll see how we go. Got to try and make trades to keep moving up, I guess.
Yeah, I think Paddy's been good, hasn't he? Like, had him for a while. You've had him for like almost all the year, right?
Yeah, when he was pretty much the cheapest, I think, pretty much like week 3 or 4 or something. I had him. He was like 17, 18 mil. I think a few people sort of jumped off, and I was like, this is Patrick Mahomes. And since then, he's just been dropping bombs. So, I think that's when Lamar was going off, and everyone was jumping on him. But I thought, I'll trust Paddy here, and he's pretty much delivered the faith there. So can't complain there. So we'll see how we go. Obviously, no Mark Andrews, so that might come back to bite me. But I'm just going to ride TJ. See how we go. Probably a bit of a pod there, so hopefully it'll come good.
Yeah, I kept Andrews. I know a few did, but he's still going to be, not 100%, I would have thought. So we'll see how that goes. Tom, Scotty, anything to add, or should we move on? Spend some more time on the other things.
Nah.
Yeah, Ben's shaking the head. He's done. All right. All right. Dan's back to losing, but
yes,
you've had the one win. You take that.
Yeah, I've got the dub.
Me, I am not just looking like making playoffs. Was looking okay and a sneaky chance, but old Bishop Sycamore, he kept popping off. I think JT had a huge, decent game. First big game in a while, and Gabe Davis for him as well, 20 points, who we'll see later, who I was betting on the reverse with my prop, but that didn't come true. So, got the loss there. Tom got a dub.
That's the man.
Yeah, joint best record, mate, so looking good.
Yeah, good. I had a pretty good win.
The Judy,
I donut. Had, because he went out, but CD, my man, absolutely killed it. So that was his first game actually with over 100 receiving yards.
Oh,
so yeah. Obviously, he had old Rushmate for a little bit. So I think now that Dak's back and playing all right, I'm pretty happy with CD there. And the rest were fine. Like Josh Allen's probably been a little bit disappointing, but obviously he played, which was good considering he had the arm injury. But those 2 interceptions, it didn't matter in the end, but all those interceptions he threw, he's just killing me, leaking a few points there. But yeah, good win against Chiz.
Yep.
Look at that wide receiver room. He's loaded. Hop, Diggs, Lamb. Yeah, Tom's the beat. Yeah, Judy. Yep. Judy's out for a little bit now, but still, like I said early on, this is the man to beat.
Yeah, Scotty.
Oh,
please, victory.
Please.
Hey.
And
good on you, Scotty.
That honestly might have sent him off the podcast. I don't know where he is. We don't know. Might have been because of this. Ben, talk us through it, mate. You got
good. Aim out to the last minute, or last couple of minutes down on Monday Night Football. Obviously, Hurts and the Heine Goat too good in the end, and Bex was not a happy man. So, good win, close to win. I don't think if I played anyone else, I would have got the win. So, I'll take it. Take the dub.
I'll just review Bex this week though. But I know if we go back to last. Wasn't it last? When did we laugh at him for Chubba Hubbard? I remember we were on the pod or something laughing at him because he had Chubba on the Thursday, and we were just laughing, saying that was the mistake. He's like, no, Scott's team sucks. Well, lo and behold, if you look at that team, Chubba Hubbard, and he had B-Rob on the bench. He had B-Rob on the bench who got what? How much B-Rob get? Like 15, 16?
17 or something, yeah.
That way.
For anyone out there who's starting fantasy, you've got to be astute with your lineups, and there's some mistakes that beginner players like Bex can sometimes make when you haven't won a championship, where sometimes you just don't really think about the matchups. And so, look, Bex will learn from it, I hope, and improve from it. But a real fatal mistake there and probably costing me season.
As I move to the standings where he's still on the top. But 4 people are literally 7 and 3, so it's still tight. Bex, Tom, Doa's still hanging around, and Scotty. Doa is, by the way, I know he's not a member of this podcast, but my word, one of my good mates got so unlucky. He was ahead, and then that end of that game when Devonta Smith threw it back, they were trying this lateral. I don't know why they were trying this.
From the goal line, impossible.
Oh, yeah.
He lost the 14 yards of his own receiving yards before and the fumble, and Doa's lost by like a point. He was up by 2 and then lost by a point. Like, absolutely ridiculous unluckiness. But he's still third, so you take that. And then Wino, we said, is probably one of the better teams, is 6 and 4, maybe a bit of unlucky. Yeah, look at the points again.
Look at the point.
Yeah.
Look at Scott.
And then you saw the points against for number 4, 1,100.
I talk about a kiss on the pecker.
Yeah, I'm not getting it either with 1,300. But geez, Dan, I mean, I know you're bottom, but also 1,600 again.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know, mate. Don't worry, I know.
Yeah, that's right. Move on to next year. You got
it.
Dicko this week. Colt McCoy's got the 0 points, but is he going to play?
I don't know. I had to pick up someone, so he was the only chance who was probably playing. Maybe the Wolves, but I don't know. So it's one of those where it's like,
it doesn't matter.
My season now is just to ruin people ahead of me. If I can just get random dubs and just push them down the pile, that's what my plan is. So hopefully that'll be Dicko. That'll be absolutely Dicko. I hope A-Rob has a massive game. I'd be loving that, but you never know. That's just that's just the rest of my year, pretty much, to just ruin everyone else's.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably D-Day for me. Probably not going to make it anyway.
Huge.
But this probably will determine it. Winning, I'm still a 10% chance. Losing, I'm a 0. So see what happens against Weiner. I'm pretty lucky coming up against him. He's got both Bucks receivers on bye and Jalen Waddle. So literally, that's just pure luck there, getting him on this bye week. But he can still beat me with my team. And he's putting out some decent players, but some stinky ones too. So we'll see. Bem's got Chiz here, looking confident with a good
Watson.
start with old buddy Christian Watson, maybe the double touchdown. Doob's out the window and Christian Watson.
Pretty much, just run the Packers. Yeah, I've got obviously Cup out now, so I'm going to be a stripe. So it's going to be waiver wire receivers for the rest of the year. So
true.
Good.
So hopefully Sutton. There's no one else who plays for the Broncos at the moment. So
who's your RB2?
Yeah,
Rondale Moore now.
Checo.
The people.
God.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's
Peoples
because I've
Jones?
got Zeke. Zeke who might not play, so he might play.
Yeah,
AJ Dillon's bum. He scored 3, so it's low standard to beat 3 at the moment. So
good bench.
Who knows?
By you.
What's happened to your team?
Isaiah.
Well, Cup's done. Yeah.
The Pacheco and Peoples Jones.
Oh no,
They got most of
the
it out
bench
on
for
bye as
20.
well. So yeah.
Oh well. And Tom has Bex this week, so
Hey.
height projected sort of. I mean, Derek 25 put it.
Derek 25 was huge.
Yeah.
Looking at
with the
looking at
passing
his team-
touchdown.
Yeah, I know. Lamar is questionable just with illness, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good. I've got to field Zach Wilson because T-Law's out. So both T-Law and Trav are both out for me, which is pretty tough. So I've got to put Jamal Williams as my RB1. And I've got Kenyon Drake and Cordell as my other RBs. So looking a little thin, especially with Judy being out for this week. So, and I'm tossing up whether to go Knox or Cole because it seems like Fields.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, the old Kmet man.
2 touchdowns last 2
Yeah, exactly. So there's a bit of a decision there. I was sort of hoping Bex would go Chubb Arbit again, but it looks like
he's changed his mind. Brian's
on the
there.
bench.
Yeah.
Robbo's there.
Chubb is getting the old 20-pointer on the bench.
He's learned
so.
a lesson.
Van Jefferson or nah? Don't trust him.
I just don't trust him because I'm pretty sure Drake. I don't know. Actually, is Gus Edwards back?
That's
I
a
think
good question.
so.
about
I
that.
should be saying that.
Don't
I
know
should
yet.
be saying that rather than the people who aren't making my team, but I'll figure that out later.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll get on to last week's picks, and not that we want to look at it, but we have to. The Sea of Red. The Sea of Red is back. I deserve it for number one, taking the Raiders, even though they did make the last switch from Ellingham to Matty Ice before, an hour before kickoff or something, which I didn't know about, but still deserve it for taking the Raiders, who are 2-7, I think, now in the season. So they're in the bin. The Rams cards under was a bit stiff. Tom was watching that. That was, very stiff. Last play,
Wolf.
Meaningless touchdown. The Wolf been dog shit all game, which was not expected, but then throws a touchdown in the last play that doesn't mean anything, but puts that over the line. And then Eagles first half, it was looking okay, but the Commanders played pretty well and obviously got the win in the end. But a few things just didn't go right in the first half. But that wasn't a good pick in the end. Anyway, the Bears for you boys, all three of you boys, that was
stiff.
Hard.
Stiff, actually. I think that was stiff.
Because the annoying part was that you knew when they got the TD and he missed the extra point, you're like, well, it's done, because now the cover's blown, because even if they do win, they're going to win by 2. So that old dickface who missed the extra point, I hope he absolutely gets hit by a car on the way home to his family.
Good.
Yeah,
Bears. Dan, don't worry about it. Just move on.
No, it's all right.
The Vikings game, that was sick.
Yeah.
So
easy.
That was easy in the end. And then Steelers, Scotty and I were both on there.
Great pick.
So they were real good there and solid as well.
Win. Yeah. Cool. All right. I don't even know what Bex is going on there with the 3-team totals.
I reckon that's the worst.
Get on the other side of.
Like that's actually the worst picking week. Like all those were terrible. Like absolutely.
Weren't even close.
Colts terrible. They look
Broncos
good. Matty Ryan came back. Broncos. I don't know why you would go over for any point total there. Anyone with sort of like a clue of betting wouldn't do that. So over 7.5, terrible. And then going against that bad man, suck it. So
Packers 31
by Bex. But I reckon Bex would say that it was a bad week as well.
Yeah. This week's lines and spreads, not too much going on. Not one massive one, which we'll look at it in a bit. But bit of a weird week. But
totals are low. A lot of 30s, 38s, 39s.
Yeah, that's some bad weather in a few areas.
Yeah, the Bills only landed in Detroit bloody today or something this morning. So anyway, we'll get on to Scotty's stat and see what he's cooking.
Hey,
it's time for
Scotty's
presented by No One.
Alrighty. So the stat this week is that teams are 7-9 against the spread following a bye so far this season. So obviously the teams that we've got this week, Jets and Pats obviously cancel each other out. But the main times we're going to be looking at the Bengals, who just had a bye, and Ravens. So we're looking at teams, obviously, who are coming back, starting a bit rusty. It happens in AFL as well. Teams come back from the bye. They start out a bit slowing. So that's something that's been a bit of a trend so far. So looking at Steelers, which I'll talk about a bit more about in my picks as well, who I really like against the Bengals this week. And then also Panthers have got a pretty big line. I think it's 12.5. So looking at those teams to come out a bit stronger, maybe Bengals and Ravens starting a bit sluggish out to start off with. And I think that will give a bit of an advantage to the Steelers and Panthers, especially with such a big line for the Panthers and also the Steelers as well. So I'm looking at those teams versing a team that's coming off the bye to start off strong and hopefully cover those lines as well.
Yeah, so probably my fault. I highlighted the wrong ones, but you want to look at the Steelers to get on and the Panthers essentially.
Steelers and Panthers this week, and then don't worry about the Jets and Pats because they verse each other as well. So
exactly.
Jeez,
cool.
Good job, O'Brien.
Yep, no, true. I've got the picks and balls one this week.
Let's go.
Stuff it up, but we'll go with my first pick. It's
G-Man.
I haven't bet on them all year. I don't think.
The vanilla
I think Dan tried 1 week and we didn't cover, but I'm going back there, mate. I'm going to our boys against.
No, I got the
Lions who have been okay recently, but only okay because of how bad they were before that. But essentially, we've got a really good rushing offense, and their defense is very poor against the run. So it's pretty much as simple as that. At home at MetLife, like we said until last week, Jared Goff on the road isn't too pretty. So I still think that's true, and that'll come back to that this week. So the G-Men, Steelers, Tom. You boys all back to the well there.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. So I'll just say a few things as the boys can add.
Go for it, mate.
Again, so Scotty had his stat before, which is good. I didn't even know that was something. So that's good to have under our belt. The big thing is last week was the same thing of the Steelers as a home dog. So Tomlin, he's 16-3-3 against the spread as a home dog, which is the best of any coach in the last 20 years. And against the spread as a home dog in his division, he's 7-0. So he's actually never lost against the spread when he's versus a division rival. Bengals, a little bit iffy, and the fact that TJ Watt's back makes a huge difference for this Pittsburgh defense. My only worry, and I found this pretty funny though, can anyone guess what the longest offensive touchdown by the Steelers is? Like their longest offensive touchdown play?
10 yards
this year.
Yeah.
25.
10 yards.
Benno?
Probably like 5 if this is a stat.
8.
If this is funny.
8.
Yeah, there you go.
8 yards. And half of their touchdowns have come from the 1 yard line. So this is a team that really struggles to score, which is a worry, I know. But so that's like my one worry for this one. But yeah,
Just
I
defense,
definitely think at
keep
home.
it close.
Yeah, it's just a defensive pick. So if Scotty or Dan have got anything to add, go for it.
Cool. We'll stick across the top line for now, Dan, with the Bears. You dipping back there too?
Going back to the well here. So this stat actually is in line with the Steelers stat. So I found this stat just, on the old internet. And basically the stat is any team that has played the Panthers and won are 0-9 the next time they play. So the Bengals played the Panthers and won. They play the Steelers. The Falcons played the Panthers, and they lost. But coming back, the Bears will win this game. So basically 0-9 the next game they play. Sorry, not after winning. Just any game after they played the Panthers, they're 0-9. So no team has won after playing the Panthers. So that's where my Steelers pick is, and that's where my Bears pick is. So Bex's Falcon -2.5 can go get stuffed like he can because this Bears pick is coming out big because not only did the Panthers rush heaps against the Falcons, the Bears will do the same. Justin Fields is still an absolute animal. He couldn't lead the charge against the Lions at the end there, which we can see he's still got a bit of room to grow there. But this team, 2.5, I would have loved the 3, which I think I said 3. Bet365 has it at 3, so I'm putting that out
just
there.
Say that down. I know we put the sports bet lines up here, but you find 3 somewhere.
Bet365 had 3, so I'm happy to take the 3 just given the field goal because I think the Bears could win this game outright. The Falcons, they're in the dirt now. They had their little fun at the start of the year, but now I think it's the Bears' time just to either cover, but I think they can win this game outright.
Yeah. I sent it today, by the way, the rushing yards. Bears 200 per game, like for the whole year, like for 11 weeks, 200 per game they average. And next is like 160. So, yeah, against the Falcons. We saw what my boy Deonta Foreman against him. Yeah, like I don't think he's good. He just played the Falcons twice. Let's be real. He just played the Falcons twice.
And he did him. He did him. Did him well. So that's all we can do.
Scotty,
here we go.
Quarterback in these games. Who's actually starting at quarterback?
I think Stafford's cleared concussion, so I think he's back. But
and for the Saints,
it's been horrible anyway.
It's Andy. It's Andy.
Is it still okay?
Yeah, it's still the Red Rocket.
Yeah. That's playing into it though, isn't it? Like what I picked the Rams and Cardinals last week, just terrible quarterback. Yeah.
So for this game, obviously, there's a couple of things going in the way of the unders. Obviously, the unders still is hitting at a pretty good rate, and then obviously Cooper Kupp, the main offense, a weapon that Stafford's got. I think I've just looked up the stats. Like 44.2% of their offensive total score has been from his 7 touchdowns. So pretty much half that they've lost him. Stafford's been horrible. Dalton's been horrible. Both teams have had injuries to their offensive line. The tackles are going down. And they're both played at a slow pace. So I think the Saints are the 5th slowest team and the Rams are the 4th slowest team. And then also, this is the one I like to bring out, an old referee stat.
No.
They call this man Ronald Talbot. He's Mr. Under. So far this year, games he's refereeing is 7-1, 88% this season, and 76% since 2020. So, Mr. Under, they call him.
The black guy.
Look for this guy to this game to go under. But yeah, pretty much 2 horrible QBs, 2 not very good O-lines, slow pace, and big run at the helm. So that's
the black guy with glasses. If you guys wanted to know, the black guy with glasses. That's the running man.
I know some refs, but I'm not going to get that from that description.
He's 1-1 with the ref picks to saying that, so this is an interesting one here.
Yeah, Vinovich cost me. The other one was all right, so we'll see.
Vinovich.
Yeah, the Vinovich.
Oh, God. What's Beck's got? Philly against...
Who cares?
the Colts.
What's yours?
Yes, the Colts.
The Ravens, I know this is totally against Scotty's pick, so, it's got me shaking in the boots, actually, because the stats have been working well. So, look, essentially, it's Baker Mayfield's playing, boys. Like, he is so horrific, it's not funny. I think I read they ranked 31st in DVOA, which is like, the offensive statistic. When he's starting, not to mention he used to play in their division with the Ravens, obviously, for the Browns. The coach knows him, Harbaugh. He'll be able to scheme for him. And look, I was going to say Ravens are off a bye, so, they'll be fresh. But Scotty reckons that's no good. So I'll leave that. But
said stuff you, O'Brien.
It is. The stat is 7-9, though. So
but it is,
like
I was just about to say 7-9. Yeah.
7 in 2022 is not the biggest sample, but anyway. I'll stick with the Ravens. They're a really good team. They honestly should have done a lot more wins than they are. They've just lost some close ones. Big line, though, I know. But I think the Panthers, like the Falcons, they had their fun. They're dead in the water. And Baker's starting. So, expect a defensive touchdown or two anyway, or some turnovers to help the
sprinkle a little on that.
Anyway. So, that, Tom, well, you've got the opportunity.
Here we go. Talk us.
Here we go.
Talk us.
He's back.
Here we go.
So
essentially this one here, it's a short week for the Eagles. 28th in Run D, they are, and they're on the road. So for this, that's just a recipe for a cover. So JT, he looked back last week. He wasn't 100% healthy. So another week under his belt, he should be firing, especially against a team that sucks against the run. The Colts had old mate Jeffy Sunday. Now, he was a high school coach, but he used to be an O-lineman. And what was interesting last week was that JT gained 3.77 yards before contact. And on average, before Jeff Sunday was there, it was 1.32 yards, okay? Last week, they had no sacks last week, and each of the O-linemen had their best blocking grades per PFF for the whole year, all 5 individually. So to me, that says old mate Sundays has come out and said, let's get the O-line sorted. We're going to use JT. We got my man, Matty Brr. He's looking good. And so I'm pretty happy to do that. Interesting also, Colts play zone deep, and AJ Brown, who is obviously a great receiver, usually kills man, but against zone he struggles. And Devonta and Dallas are their best against zone, and Dallas is out this week. So pretty happy to do that. And lastly, underdogs more than a field goal this year is 65% against the spread, and 71% covering when the total is 47 or below. So when there's a low score to be expected, the cover gets up more. And if we've got 6.5 points here in a low scoring game, Jeff Monday should be looking after me.
Dang.
He was an O-lineman. I didn't know that.
Who is this? Tom Elger or Scott? Damn, I like that stats. So this is coming nice and quick, though. That's what we like.
Also, what the hell's the offensive line, though, been doing all year?
Normally it's their best thing. Where's Big Quinton? What's he been doing?
JT to be good all year, and now they decided to switch coach.
Exactly.
But anyway, no, they did look a lot better, like night and day. And look, I know we were on them for the division, a few of us, but jeez. It's still not too late.
Too late. No, Titans are too good.
They're going to be hard to catch, yeah. Steelers, anything to add from Tom?
Yeah, look, just pretty much just jumping on the boys, same thing. I mean, we're quick to forget how the Steelers pretty much bothered Joey Burrow in the first game when he threw four picks, 4 interceptions. So, and now he's missing Jamar as well. So, I know Steelers are missing Micah Fitzpatrick, but again, TJ Watt and that defense is just solid enough, and they pretty much know how to play Joey Burrow. So these games are always tight. So, happy to take the Steelers at home, especially at that line.
Yep. What's this? The Cowboys.
Oh, right. Let's skip Laylis over here. Shrimp Laylis.
JD's the Vikings fan, and what are they? 8-1. And they've just beaten the Bills, and they're the dogs at home, right?
Yeah, this is weird. This is interesting.
It's a bit. He's not happy about that, JD. But anyway, talk to us, Ben.
I think it's just a good spot for the Cowboys and a bad spot for the Vikings. So Cowboys obviously coming off a loss last week. They should have won. I think they copped 2 TDs in the last quarter. They're up by 2 TDs, so really choked it. And then the Vikings pulled out. Yeah, a very lucky win like they have. I think they've won now 7 straight games by 1 possession. So they're just getting very, very lucky all the time at the moment. So I think the last week's win was the second luckiest by I think win expectancy since 2014, only trailing Miami's win over Baltimore. So it's been by any stretch they've been pretty lucky. In terms of their turnovers, they've recovered 75% of their own and 62% of their opponent's fumbles. So they're getting lucky with their fumbles as well. And then if you look at it without the turnovers, they rank as the 16th and 17th, 16th offense and 17th defense. They don't rank as a good team either. And then if you look at, obviously at the quarterback, this is the man I like to fade, Kirk Cousins. So we look at one that the Vikings copped the third most amount of pressure, and that the Dallas put on the second most pressure. So they're going to be getting in his face, making it hard for him as well. I just think, the Cowboys are in a good spot here. I think Parsons and those people are going to be really getting into Kirk. And I think JJ may have a bit of an injury, a toe injury from what I've heard as well. So I'm happy to fade the Vikings. Have been getting lucky. I think their luck will run out. And I think the Cowboys will do it for them this week.
Oh, so there it is.
Did we stay live then? Oh, my lagged out a bit. The old
yeah, we're good.
The weather.
The rain. Yeah, I know.
It's crazy out there.
Yeah. But anyway, I didn't hear much of that, Scotty. But yeah, good pick, mate. Falcons, is it someone else against this anyway? But
yeah, me. Yeah.
Next.
Anyway, the Pats. All right. Look, let me get the stats out. I've done a bit of a BEM here. I don't usually do it, but
here he is. He needs one. 12 and 18. He needs one.
The Pats have won 13 in a row against the Jets. Just straight up. That's 2011 since the last win that the Jets have, and it was old Marky Sanchez back there and throwing it. Like, that's how long ago it was.
The old
Sancho.
Not only straight up, 12-1 against the spread too. Like,
Dirty.
look, the Jets have been piss poor for a long time, and this is probably the best team they've had in a while. So I do agree with that. But Belichick just straight up owns them, and then probably this line would be a lot bigger if it wasn't again like the I know the Vikings aren't favourites, but the Jets just did beat the Bills in their very most recent game, obviously before they bye. I just think the Pats off a rest with Belichick are a lot better than what the Jets would be. So I know Scotty's stat, cancel each other out, but I'd take the Pats off a 14-day rest
at home.
Able to plan for the Jets this time, at home. So I'll take that. Belichick owns them. It's simple as that. I haven't stuck with these kind of stats all year, and I've been losing, so I'll go with one this week as my lock.
Covered earlier this year as well. So
and I think good win by the Jets beating the Bills, but probably overvalued because of that win. I still think they rely on the defense a bit, and Zach Wilson can be got at. So we'll see how we go. Commanders for you, Tom.
The Heiner.
Yeah. This one sort of goes against my pick before the Colts in terms of the short week and on the road for the commies. But I'm pretty sure that they're just better than what we think. That win last week against the Eagles was pretty impressive. So I'm pretty happy to take them. I think the Texans, it's sort of like, I feel like some of these teams that you expect to be crap and they sort of hang around and they can sort of be there towards the end of the year, they just start to drop off in the last few weeks. Players get hurt, looking at tanking, trying to figure out sort of what position we can get to. They need a new QB. Davis is absolutely not it. So they need to upgrade there. So I can see the Texans wanting to lose a few games towards the back end. And the Commies have become a bit of a run first team with Heinegoat and B-Rob. So pretty confident they'll get the 3.5. Obviously the 3.5 is always the worry. You sort of wish it was the 2.5. If it was 2.5, I'd probably throw my life savings on. But if it's 3.5, I'm not gonna go too large. But pretty happy to have it as a lock for the week.
Yep, I don't mind that. You think the Texans have been not too bad this year? Then you look and they're 1-7 and
exactly
and a draw.
It's sort of just there though. They're sort of there.
They do. Yeah, they do.
They're competitive.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure they just want to lock away that worst record.
Yeah, definitely now. Yeah, once it's over halfway. Dan, I'm surprised by this. As one of the biggest Chiefs fanboys. Not a Chiefs fan, of course, but loves Paddy, loves the Chiefs.
Dick Ryder.
You've gone the Chargers.
I've gone the Chargers.
Isn't this in Mexico or is this somewhere else?
Mexico.
It is.
Mexico City. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
They play there every year, I think. Once at least.
Yeah, this one's a bit of an interesting one. So obviously I went to Jags plus 9.5 and the Chiefs won by 10. So
yeah,
that was a rough one. But this one, I know it's not played at a sort of neutral, like their proper home field, but for Patty Mahomes, as good as he is, he needs weapons. No McCall, no Juju. You know, two of his main receivers that he has built so much chemistry with. Look, they've got Kadarius. MVS is, questionable. And obviously Travis Kelce. Like, great options, but, they're not as good as the other two. So, and even in saying that, this year, the Chargers did cover this line as well. And Joey plays so good. Justin Herbert plays so good against the Chiefs. He averages, almost 300 yards every time they play. Keenan Allen is questionable, and so is Mike Williams. Their team's getting healthy. Their team's getting healthy. He's been having to rely on, DeAndre Carter and bloody Josh Palmer. And, even if they do play, he's built the chemistry enough there to get these points. Their defense is good, but Chiefs defense is absolutely rubbish. So I back Joe to keep it close, because these games are always close. So I'm happy to take him here. Would love Paddy to win, by 3, but I'm happy to take the Chargers at 4.5 for sure here.
Yeah, just an hour ago, Keenan Allen plans to play and Mike Williams expected to play. So both
there you go.
Leaning towards.
So he's getting his weapons back. You know what I mean? So they're getting healthy, which is what he needs. So, and their defense, obviously missing still Joey Bosa, but it's good enough to put enough pressure on Paddy, even though their offense, they're missing some key pieces, like really big pieces on that offense. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Scotty, finishes off. If you got anything to add from the boys with the Steelers?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it at all.
Like obviously, TJ Watt, massive difference. I think the last 5 years they've led the league in sacks with him on the field. Held them obviously to 186 yards last week, and then even without Chase. So without Chase, the last 2 games, Bengals are 20th in passing things. So I just think that the unit of obviously the Tomlin stats, I can go through them, but I won't need to. And then, Tomlin and Watt, and then the Chase thing. I think the 3 factors all put all together. So, yeah.
Yep. No worries. Cool. And Bex has got the Saints minus 2.5, which again I think someone's against. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Let's get to the touchdowns. In the positives here, look, the train time was due to end with old Kenneth.
Of course.
6 or 7 weeks in a row. And same with Trav, actually, the 2 trains. Trav, I think, was about 5 in a row, 4 or 5.
Yes, he was,
Yep. They were due to end. Scotty hit his $1.70 and Bex hit his $1.50 and Josh Jacobs $1.90. His value
take
still
that.
Every
That's
week.
Value.
We take that with that, man.
That's a spread.
Week 11.
Here he is.
Gone to another train who is rolling at the moment, and that's Justin Fields, who has scored, I think, in the last 4 games, and just looks really good at the moment. So Falcons, like we said before, Dan said with his pick, they're terrible against the run. They probably had their fun in the sun. I think Fields can run one in here. Tom sticking with the sack, he's been good all year. Easily top 2 or 3 this year, just in general at the position and what. Against
playing the worst run defense by miles
against the Lions. Yep, that
money.
Sticks in with that. Dan, back to Kelce after you went with him a few weeks in a row, and then he let you down and you jumped off, but back on.
This one's simple. Who else is he going to throw to?
Exactly.
Like, this man's Mr. Red Zone. He'll feed this man, especially in the red zone. He might go for four touchdowns again for 25 yards. So I'm happy to take Trav here.
This
is an
one
interesting one.
Struck me a bit.
I like this one.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
And he scored 3 points in Tom's team last week, or was it Beck's? Anyway? He had they're splitting the carries with all these guys now. And is he still the guy,
Scotty.
Ben? I don't know. What do you see?
Yeah,
I believe.
I think it's going to be a high total. So it's obviously set at nearly 50. Obviously the Bears just suck at things. So 56% of the Bears touchdown are allowed. So they're the second worst against rushing. That number jumps up to 61% on the road. They've given up a rushing TD to the opposing running back in 6 straight games. And I think, Cordell actually has scored right. He had a stinker last week. But he scored four rushing TDs in 6 games. So apart from 2 games, he's scored in all of them. So I think he bounces back this week. I think, I think they've copped 31 points in the last 4 games, the Bears. So their defense isn't great. So I mean, it's a high scoring game, and you can also get receiving as well. So it's a bit of a risk. I was thinking about Monty. I didn't want to put the same thing. So I think Patterson this week, a bit of a risk, but against this Bears defense, I think I'll give it a bit of a roll for it. So we'll see how we go.
I like it, Scotty.
Yeah.
It was on the table.
And Bex has got
What pills?
Austin Eckler.
Is it dollar what 40?
No, it's like $1.90, nearly $2, I think.
No, Eckler, you idiot.
Eckler.
Oh, Eckler.
Hey,
yeah.
we're past you, mate. We're past you. Jeez.
It's not all about you.
Anytime it is.
Oh,
God.
Benno's 7 and
I'm gonna
3.
get you this week.
Yeah,
Cordell-
Benno's 7 and 3.
I'm
Yeah,
back.
fuck.
Go, Benno,
We're off it.
go.
We're off it. Fuck
Big
Cordell.
I think I'm 6 in a row. I was
I-
thinking it up.
I
and then
actually,
not-
You are.
I actually hope Cordell, even though he's in my fantasy team, he has Bex. I hope he goes like he doesn't do anything. Like gets
He had
like
30%
25 points without a
snaps. I looked
touchdown.
last week. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know,
weird.
You trust in
Yeah,
that?
he's on it. He's on it. Fair enough.
No, but I reckon
Man.
sometimes with those ones, it's like
He just comes
they
in.
get like
Yeah, the goal line.
like but like now he'll come back because like they weren't like did they win last week?
No, they lost Panthers.
No, they lost. But
Yeah,
even the week before where he scored coming back,
Yeah.
he was still only
Nah.
30%
It'll
snaps.
be,
I don't know.
it'll be a bounce back game for Cordell, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
On to our best thing, though, boys. We can. We can look at the props and at least hold the head high here. Tom's back to 500 with his picks. The rest of us in the green. So this is just green over here. We probably should just make it the prop show, which I said probably 2 months ago. We haven't. Of course, you got to stick to the rest of it. But where are they? 32 and 18. So, yep. We're doing well.
We should
last
actually
week,
just
though-
do one pick and 3 prop picks, like one pick for
Probably.
spreads and 3 prop picks. Why not?
Probably.
Try it 1 week.
Yep. My theory with Gabe didn't work last week, but we'll move on. I think he ended up with 90 or something. So Josh Allen looked not too bad with that elbow. Sack shattered in. Field shattered in.
Yeah,
Chubb, I don't think
Yeah,
was
that's a big-
too
yeah.
far off. Yeah. Game script wasn't good. They got smashed.
He had like 60 something or something. Yeah.
Monty.
And Monty, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. What was
Nah.
he doing? What was he? Well, he still did because obviously he couldn't pick Fields. But if you snooze, you lose, mate. Suck a dick.
Matty Ice, I'm going with the pick here.
Hey.
Hey.
Look, I think like Tom said, they can actually do well in this game and cover, but I still think Matty Ice is susceptible to one of these. He's had one in every game, but 2, I think, this year, and a couple of those games with 2 and 1 with 3. So look, he'll probably have a bit of confidence after last week. Matty Ice get a bit ahead of himself and throw one, I reckon, this week against Philly, who've had, I think, 10 or 11 this year themselves. I think they're sitting like second in picks. So look, we'll see how that goes. I think it's paying $1.80, $1.75, so still a bit of value there. JT, Tom, you spoke about him getting back to
He's
form.
back. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. I reckon
Simple.
he'll get plenty of chances.
Yep, 88. Last year, geez, we would have looked at that and probably thought it was 20, 30
Gobbled
low.
it up.
Herbert, Dan here.
Yeah, like I said, the average is
300, did you
290
say?
to 300
Yeah.
against the Chiefs. So this is like quite his line. It is a lot of yards for him, but I think he should be able to cover this.
He's got the
cover it
weapons
in the
back.
place.
Get the boys back, yeah.
That's it. Hopefully less running, more passing. That's what we want.
Yep.
Hey.
And Cortland Sutton, yeah, a bit of
Yeah,
a weird one
Interesting.
here.
The call-in.
Yeah,
Judy
Broncos
out.
country.
last man standing. I think that Judy's out, Hammer's out.
Yeah.
So don't even know who to say. I think usually that tight end bloke they might throw, which is the second option, but don't even know his name.
Robert
So
Dolchich.
Kendall
Dil-
Hinton.
Dilchich.
Dilchich, that's the one. So
Albert.
I don't know
Albert,
who's
I
going
got
to
to
be he's going to be taking out targets from him. I think he had 11 targets last week, and I assume against this Vegas defense, he would have the same. So expecting him to go big. So yeah, I'll take it any day of the week.
No worries. And Dalton Schultz for Bex, who I think Schultz has had 6 catches the last 2 weeks, so not too bad there. With Dak back.
Hope it loses.
All right, we're going to finish off with some World Cup, and Dan requested it, so we've got the intro.
World Cup, 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 World Cup.
Hey.
I saw Dan's face and he was loving it.
Yes.
Speed song.
Yes.
They had like 40 mil views or something on YouTube. Bloody hell.
Of course he does.
That kid is everywhere. First, I've just got the groups up and then sort of odds, the main odds anyway for the, I think, what's that, top 10 or 12 or something teams. So we might go through quickly, say who we think is going to get out of the group. And then we've got some picks that a few of the boys have put together after that. Group A. is the fix real, Dan? Is the fix happening?
No, see, you and Ben are just the biggest
It
idiots.
is.
Don't
It's
get me
happening.
started with this
That's
bullshit.
100% Qatar going through.
Yeah,
I'll back
I
another
agree.
wax strip on this. There's no way Qatar make this through. Are you kidding
All right,
me?
you're on record. Let's go. Okay.
On
Oh,
record.
God. Netherlands
Um,
and probably Senegal for me.
Yeah, look, realistically, I think Netherlands obviously will shit it in, but I think an Ecuador might sneak into that second
No,
spot. You
Qatar.
know, no Mane,
Netherlands,
Senegal.
Netherlands.
All right,
Disgusting.
Group B.
Rapid
do we
fire here.
think- Yeah, we'll do rapid fire. We think England top the group
England, US.
England,
England.
US. Yeah, I'm with that too. England,
with US. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm thinking Wales only because the first World Cup in a long time. Gareth Bale's swan song. They got the spirit there, the old Welsh. So yeah, but USA not a bad team. Group C, Argentina. We obviously think should in. Who's
Poland.
Mexico.
Poland.
Yeah,
Mexico, I like Mexico.
as well. Group D, the French. Benzema ruled out now as
France,
well. They're
yeah.
missing about 6 of their best 11.
Denmark,
They still-
France.
French,
Yeah.
Denmark.
Denmark top. I'm going Denmark top.
Denmark,
they're
yeah.
they're dark
Australia
horses,
are the worst team in the World Cup.
Yep, I agree with that too.
We're not, but we're close.
No, we are.
One of the worst.
Denmark top though, I think too, just with France. I think they can beat them. They have the last 2 times as well. Denmark beaten France, so they can do it.
Japan.
Group
Germany.
E, Germany and Spain. Just depends on the order. Is that simple? as
Yeah,
that?
Germany.
yeah. I'm going Japan. Oh, Japan. Oh, Kawasaki.
I'm going-
Nah,
yeah, I'll go
Germany, Spain.
Spain and Japan as well. I reckon.
Oh,
Germany, Japan.
Oh, wow.
hey,
That is
okay.
a shock.
I'm going Germany
Germany
top
Spain.
and then Spain.
Yeah,
second.
same.
Anyway,
Exactly the same. Yeah, same. Yeah.
Group F,
Germany top.
Go the Japanese.
go to
Croatia,
yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah, I'm going Croatia
Yeah.
top too. Which
I think
is
Croatia top.
Belgium, Morocco.
You are an idiot. Oh, you are an idiot. Get out. Get
Croatia
out.
finish.
You're an idiot.
Morocco.
I think Croatia's a value pick. I've got it in some multi I did just with a bonus, but they're $3 something for topping the group.
Yep.
With Belgium heavy favourites. And I don't know. Belgium's backline, bit shit.
Mhm.
Brazil here, and then who's getting out?
Brazil,
Switzerland.
and Cameroon.
Oh,
the
God.
Cameroon.
Brazil and
The
Switzerland,
Samuel
yeah, I
Eto'o.
can-
Switzerland, yeah.
I'm going
Brazil,
Switzerland too. Yeah.
Cameroon.
This is by the way, this is the first time I've
This
seen
is
the group.
Weibo.
Yeah, Tom's just going
Weaver.
off the cuff, mate. He hasn't even looked at them.
He thinks Weibo's
Um,
still playing.
Group H.
Eto'o.
Uruguay. Uruguay win the group.
I think Uruguay, Portugal.
Uruguay
I
and
think,
Korea.
Hey,
Oh, the Son Heung-min.
Portugal out in the group.
Nah, Portugal.
I think Portugal top it. I think they got a lot of talent, and Uruguay second.
CR7's washed.
His team's still pretty good. All right, some picks here. Some few random ones, few long shots, and then a couple of boys got the multi. I think you have to say what yours is, Dan. But look, I've got the full crew. I told the boys about
Yep.
this last week. The man is in form. He's won 2 Player of the Months in the Bundesliga so far out of 3. He's scored 10 goals in 14 matches, and they pretty much don't have a striker. It's either Kai Havertz, who can't even play for Chelsea anymore, is really struggling, or Timo Werner, who probably not really a out-and-out striker. This full crew guy's just been really good, and he played in the friendly and scored in their 1-0 victory last week. So, look, it
Where
comes
do you
down to
find
whether
that?
he's actually going to play.
Tom.
Teams specials or something.
Just team score,
But
yeah.
look,
top goal scorer.
I'm not still certain he'll actually start and play, but I think if he does, he's
More
got
unit.
a real chance of winning it. And then I've gone 2 ones you think might be obvious.
Yeah.
But they're still good value with Messi, Golden Ball. I think if Argentina go far, I think they go at least the semis, and they'll probably run into Brazil. But Messi, I think, will obviously be the talisman there, and Mbappe, Golden Ball's best player, by the way, and then Golden Boot is obviously the most goals. And with Benzema out, I think Mbappe just
Yep.
has a real chance at
Oh, he's on. He's on
the full crew.
the
I
rug.
believe.
The rug.
So yeah, I think it's a good value for. I know he's second favorite, but still good value. Dan, your little multi here.
Yeah, so the boys don't like the $2 odds, but I'm a man who likes to load up on $2 odds. So this is quite a bit of juice here. I will do like a bigger one, obviously, with like all the groups, but this is probably like my safer picks. Denmark, I think, qualify easy. They're like $1.40 to make this group. I think they top. Me and Benno spoke about it. Saudi Arabia shouldn't even be at this fucking World Cup. They should be out bombing someone. This is a disgrace.
Hey!
Qatar.
Whoa.
Qatar,
I have no association with any of these comments.
Qatar. Oh, I'm just gonna get the true Geordie, aren't I? Never mind. Qatar.
Exactly.
I just
Get me
think this
cancelled.
is. I think you like. I know the
That's
stat.
sad.
Apparently, what it is like 18 out of 19 teams have qualified when they've hosted something like that. I don't know, something crazy like that. But all those teams that were hosting were really, really good teams. I think the other teams that didn't make it out were like South Africa and I think Qatar will be the next one. Their team is absolute rubbish.
All those
Brazil,
countries,
absolutely
though,
simple one.
weren't as rich as these sheikhs. They're paying
I
the
do-
Ecuadorians off.
I agree. I do agree with this. I do agree. Like there is some sort of match fixing Qatar. That's all they do. They probably match
It's
fix to get the
$1.18.
World Cup.
Surely you don't mess with it.
Nah, it's pushed up a bit, but no, I do agree. So Brazil's an easy one, and Australia, yeah, like Tom said, I think we're one of
Trash.
the worst teams. We were lucky to make the World Cup as it was. Nice little story, but we won't make it out of that group. So that's an easy. I think it's about $2.50, all nice wrapped up. Now this one card each match, I think it's pretty nice value at $7. Just one card. You know, international football is just a lot of heart, a lot of toughness in it. So I reckon a card each game is quite a little bit of value. So I'm happy to put small unit on a $25 or something just to ride that. Just a bit of BYO there.
Yeah. Ben, where the hell these come from?
Jeez,
mate?
the
You put
Jonathan
these all together in
David.
about 5
Yeah.
minutes, but you must have had them ready. Or what
Nah,
website
I
were
Are
they
Canada
from?
even going to kick a goal?
They'll kick you.
They'll kick one.
No,
It'll be this bloke.
the worst one is Murata. Oh my god, Murata.
I reckon,
That's
yeah.
not
So
easy.
first one, obviously, Jonathan David. I think he's been really in good form. I think he's kicked 9 goals in League One, and then he's also kicked a couple in the Champions League. He's been in good form. And the second best player, second price person is Alphonso Davies, who's usually a defender. He plays higher up, obviously for Canada, but usually a defender. So happy to fade him. In terms of the Cameroon, Iran, Costa Rica, they're just in a group with a lot of good teams. Obviously, Cameroon have got Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia. Iran's in a group
They're
with
making it.
England, USA, Wales, and then Costa Rica's in a group with Japan, and all those ones as well. So there's terrible teams. I think there's no chance of getting higher, anywhere close to it. And then Murata, obviously the longest shot, $34. I think Spain had the best XG at the Euros as well. I think he had the second most shots. He's a penalty taker, striker. I'm going to go for
How many did he score?
Spain. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, that's the main stat. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I've just got a feeling that he's going to have a big one. I think,
Oh
Spain,
god. So Spain. Oh,
Freddie
geez,
hates
Fred.
it.
He hates that pick. Absolutely hates that pick. The XG and shots on target don't mean shit if he doesn't score. So
He'll score.
Murata, I know Benno. Me and Benno know football. Murata is one of the
Yeah.
worst strikers.
Yeah.
of
It's
all
so
time,
disappointing.
but,
It's
he's
probably
one of
only good
those,
for your
yeah.
country, though, to be honest. But they have to go deep for this to be a chance.
Correct.
too,
Yeah.
so
Correct. So
Yeah.
anyway,
It's,
we'll see.
look, it's paying $34. It's not like it's a. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
not.
like it.
I like
Christian
this pick.
McCaffrey anytime touchdown.
$1.55. Yeah, I like this next
Um,
one. I
And me
like
and
this
Tom,
next one a
we're on
lot.
this one.
I
Yeah.
like this one a
What
lot.
was the stat, Benno? Is it
Well,
every
last World Cup, only one game. This didn't it lost by one game. Was 0-0
Yeah.
for 90 minutes. So you
Yeah.
just need a goal in every match.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm not totally sure, but I believe it's in the 90 minutes too. How most sort of soccer things work. It's not obviously
Extra time.
including extra time and penalties because you get a result anyway. So, yeah. Just need a goal in every match. There was, I think, 6 or 7 1-0s last year, so maybe it was a bit lucky in that
That's all you
sense, but
need.
hey, that's all you need. That's all you need. So 51.
Exactly.
Look,
Yeah, that's worth a
what's
punt.
your
what do you got
first
to
game?
lose?
What's the first game? Qatar and Ecuador be 0-0.
0-0.
Hey, we only need a little bit on it, but look, I don't think the market exists anymore. So sorry, anyone, but we're on.
Oh, does it actually not?
Yeah.
No, I
No.
don't think they're gone. Tom
Oh, damn.
said. But quickly, we'll head back to the main screen. Don't know if you boys got anything else to say, but that will be it for this week.
No,
luck. We
Thanksgiving
need the dream.
games coming up next on
That'll be good.
Friday.
Yeah, 3 on Friday.
Yep.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, so that'll be good. And then
Indoor
AFL
final.
AFL draft coming up.
Oh, that too. Yep. Yeah,
Give
when's
me
that?
Give me the Harry on Monday next week.
Oh,
So,
shit. Okay.
Yeah, North needs some.
So give me,
Need some
give
love.
Me the Sheasel and Wardlaw. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Is that Clarko stuff done?
Who knows?
It's just like swept under the rug a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. What about those boys who want him out of the league?
I know.
That's just,
Real swept under the rug, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I said this is what always happens. It does just disappear.
Good.
Because
It
Clarko.
genuinely does.
he's the
He was
goat, so
innocent.
it was always going to
Yeah, I agree.
disappear.
He was
Innocent.
innocent.
Just
And
like
then,
CR7 in America all those years ago, but we won't speak about that.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And then indoor final on.
Hey,
Big final. The big one, boys. The big one.
the big
Yeah.
one.
Get around for the big one, boys.
grand final,
an idiot.
Divi 1 down at Melbourne.
Huge turnout, I reckon.
Anyway, that's it, boys. We'll get off.
See you, boys.
We need
See you,
some dubs.
viewers.
Yes, we do.